Hello again, fellow YouTubers. Solomon Pleasant here from Team O.M.G. Vanguard, and today we have another card for Vanguard clan analysis review thing. Today we have Bermuda Triangle. This clan looks can be deceiving people, and Mega Colony first proved this. Bermuda would also like to prove this as well. Now, Bermuda Triangle's been a clan that's fascinated me because, on the one hand, they don't seem like they could do much. I mean, this entire clan takes a playbook from Mega Colony, whereas Mega Colony only banks on having insect cards, and that's really all the clan is. This is the same thing except with mermaids, and that should be a sign of what Bushiroad was thinking with this. Now, for all of you people who know enough about Vanguard, know that Bermuda Triangle is a clan that was going to, be part of the team and be in booster sets, and that's what started out with in set 2, but Bushiroad decided, hey, people like the artwork of this clan. Let's put them into extra booster box. And the rest is history. Bermuda Triangle is currently the only clan that only gets support from extra booster. Because every other clan has gotten support from not only booster boxes, but extra boosters as well. Bermuda Triangle is currently the only clan that pretty much now only gets support from extra booster. They did get some support in set 2, and I don't think they got stuff in set 1. But, yeah, they only got support in set 2, and then extra booster, extra booster, extra booster. Bermuda Triangle is also very known for their artwork, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later, but first let me actually talk about what their deck concept is based off of. Bermuda Triangle is an interesting idea because they take a playbook from a lot of different clans, They manipulate, for one, but their whole idea is this. Call out rear guards, have them attack, bring those rear guards back to your hand, call out different rear guards, have them attack again, and then just kind of do that. So, in a sense, like, the closest thing I can call Bermuda Triangle to another clan would be Spike Brother, just because Bermudas can power up their units and then attack and then have them go away. The only drawback is they do bring cards back to the field for other attacks, which is something Spike does, but after they bring back that second wave goes away, that second wave for Bermuda Triangle stays. And also Bermuda Triangle likes to get draw effects and by doing this, and the main way that they also do a lot of soul blasting and they do a mix of soul blasting and counter blasting, whereas Spikes does a lot of soul blasting. There is a good amount of soul blasting in a lot of Bermuda Triangle decks, so again, the closest thing I consider these mermaids is to Spike Brothers, the very aggro and demolition team of football players. Wow. Okay, so let's just address the elephant in the room and talk about Bermuda Triangle's artwork. Holy crap, that's cute. Like, I'm a man's man. I'm a very, very muscular, I cannot even say that. I am very masculine. I know when something is adorable, and these cards are adorable, yes. I will say that. These cards are, like, this is really good artwork. Like, for all the crap I give Bushiroad, they clearly love putting effort into making the artwork for this clan specifically. Like, dang, is this artwork good. It's really this is the fan service clan. This is the clan that everybody knows for the fan service. Yeah, see, only set 2. This is the fan service clan. This is the artwork clan. This is the clan that, if you're really into anime, if you're really into anime women specifically, you're really gonna like this clan, because 1, there are no men in this clan. Nice. And 2, it's really good artwork. Like, really good. You can see this picture right here. I have 1 copy of each of these triggers and have them in the front of one of my binders. Just be like, yeah, I set that up. What up, guys? And I mentioned before in my top 12 favorite clan video that I did put Bermuda Triangle as an honorable mention. 1, because the fact that their artwork is good. Like, that's the big reason there, because I really love their artwork, and I've stated multiple times, if someone hands down just gave me a Bermuda Triangle deck, I'd be like, thank you, and I would use it without any questions as to where they got it or who they had to kill in order to get it. because Bermuda Triangle is just that amazing. And the second thing is because Bermuda Triangle is actually really good. And we'll actually kind of get into that when we talk about duos. So, and I'll mention another thing about duos, but let's just kind of... So Pacific is kind of an archetype. It's really just consisting of grade 3s. First I'll talk about Prisms because that did technically come first. So, the thing with the archetypes, and yeah, you can kind of see where this is going. Also, I believe that card has one of the most, like, when it comes to flavor text being that little bar of text before you see all the effects, this is the flavor, Bermuda Triangle has some of the best out of context flavor text ever, and that's awful to say because I do not know the age of a lot of these mermaids, but at the same time, it's so great out of context. So, and something I'll bring up about the archetypes right now is that, unlike a lot of other clans, Bermuda Triangle's like, oh, we have a Prism archetype and a Duo archetype. Let's mix those together because we can, and we're Bermuda Triangle. And they do, because they can. So, Prisms basically take the play style of Bermuda Triangle and do that. They bounce their stuff. That's what they do. Although, apparently one of the big things that I'm reading right here is that they bounce more for power, which I think that's something duos do as well, but I'll kind of read it on duos, and yeah, Prism's got a good setup. They do. They even have grade 4. That is a legendary Prism duo. I'll mention that in a bit, but yeah, Prisms, I think, are a pretty valid deck, and they were pretty valid for the time. I think Prisms came out around let me see, Dazzling Divas. Yeah, that'd be around Season 2, almost Season 3, and one thing I noticed at the shop is everybody was trying to just grab the Bermudas because everyone loves Bermuda Triangle, because one thing I'll bring up about them again is that I don't think a lot of people really hate Bermuda Triangle. I have yet to see a person who hates Bermuda Triangle, because how can you hate that kind of clan with that artwork? How can you hate them? I'd be very shocked to know if somebody actually hated Bermuda Triangle. And again, if anyone has a free Bermuda Triangle deck, I'll take it off your hands if you don't want the artwork for some odd reason, no questions asked. And we're back. Now let's talk about the big elephant, the other big elephant in the room when it comes to talking about Bermuda Triangle. Let's talk about duos. No phone. No. Anyway. Duos. If anyone doubted that Bermuda Triangle could be a good clan and couldn't be top tier, duos would like to happily disagree with you. Because, oh my god, are they powerful. Duos basically, again, take the concept of Bermuda Triangle and then up it to the 10th degree by not only gaining power off being able to bounce stuff, but they also unflip their damage when they counterblast, they soul blast to do stuff, they call out copies of themselves. They really take a lot of different playbooks from a lot of different areas, and again, duos are... I just realized that duos would be something that Murakumo could do, because duos gain power off copies of themselves, they also bounce themselves back to the hand to get power off it, they rebounce and do multiple attacks. This is what Murakumo could have done. But duos took it and they're like, yeah, mermaids, we're better than ninjas because we can do ninja arts better than ninjas can. Which is ridiculous. And duos are in fact ridiculous, and one of the most ridiculous archetypes in the game, in my opinion, because of how well they mesh together and how good they are. And as you'll see right here, this is actually the same card. Duos like to do a black and white setup where they have one where anyone who's collecting Bermudas is going to hate Bushiroad right now because it's basically saying, oh, you like our artwork? Okay, we'll make 2 copies of it. Different artwork styles. Bushiroad, you knew what you were doing. You knew that you were just going to troll the collectors, weren't you? Whereas people who are trying to actually make a valid Bermuda Triangle deck, which isn't that hard, actually it's just really expensive because fan art cards, and they're really good. And yeah, duos are completely amazing, and anyone who knows Bermuda Triangle knows that duos are amazing. T will go out and say that duos are very top tier, and I will agree with him with that. And duos also share Pacifica and Prism, so Yeah, it's really weird that duos are just like, oh, hey, other archetypes, join us. And they do, like Prism Duo right there. Prism Duo is a thing. There's also stuff like, so grade 3... Okay, yeah, duos. Lots of duos. Art, so much art. My god, that is amazing. That is amazing artwork. God dang it, Bushy Road! Why you do this to me? Anywho. So, yeah, duos are fierce. They basically take prisms, make them better. Duos and prisms are basically Bermuda Triangle archetypes, except up to the best ante that they can possibly be. There is a bit of a difference in how you play them. Prisms, you play a little more aggro. Duos, you play a little bit more like a Pale Moon deck and just kind of juggle it around and do heavy attacks while doing it gracefully. Prism's a bit more aggro, though. And then you have Pacifica, who's just like, hey, I'm here. And then you have the Coral deck, which not that many people use, but I still think it's a valid deck. Now, I'm not really going to talk about specific cards because, honestly, there are far too many like Bermuda Triangle cards for me to look through and for me to have enough time to basically be like, hey, these are the best, because mainly my experience with Bermuda Triangle is with duos. That's where I've had the best results when it comes to fighting. Let's just say duos are really good. Let's just go with that. They're really, really good in their combo. Their break ride to that grade 3 that I was showing earlier on the duo page, yeah, that's a really ridiculous combo. And if you haven't tried it yet, try it. It's fantastic. Take it from me. So, I'm just really going to talk more about, like, triggers. So, when it comes to triggers, run them however the hell you want. Obviously the 4 heals, but you can really just run pure crit. You can do that if you want. You can run crit and draw. That is a pretty valid strategy in my opinion. I could see that being run, really more spike row based. Or you can just run a rainbow build. Or you can run more stand and crit like an Aqua Force based thing. You can really run your triggers however you want. Stands are going to be the least likely to be seen in a lot of Bermuda Triangle decks just because a lot of people don't like stands, but really you could run them and be fine. There's really no problem in running stands, in my opinion, for Bermuda Triangle. When it comes to grade 1s, P-guards and spam guards, P-guards don't spam guard in Bermuda. That's not a smart idea. But P-guards, depending on how you play and how aggro you want it, you could not run P-guards if you wanted to. I've never actually done a deck where Bermuda Triangle hasn't had P-guards, but honestly, it depends on how aggro you want to play. You can run from 0 to 4. It really depends on how you want to play the Bermuda deck and how aggro you want to play. The more aggro, the less P-guards. But you really want to run 2 or 4. You do not want to run an odd number of P-guards in. You don't want to run an odd number really of anything unless you have something to counter that odd number. Like, if you run 3 of something, run 3 of something else. You really want to balance your deck, and you really want to make sure it's balanced in the way you have it set up. Because a lot of Bermuda Triangle units require other copies of themselves, so much like Murakumo in that aspect. In Murakumo, Bermuda's doing ninja arts better than you. Same thing with grade 2s, and something else I'm going to bring out about Bermuda Triangle when it comes to artwork is the fact that they actually did the concept for Legion before Legion became a thing, which was, if you put 2 pictures together, if you put 2 cards and put them together, they form a single picture. That's Legion in a nutshell. Bermuda Triangle did it first. Okay, so, again, grade 3s. The big ones that you know mean business are probably going to be your duo grade 3s. Ret, I remember being a big one. I'm just trying to see. I remember Mir being there. Pacifica has her own break ride, so there's that. I know Coral also has her own break ride. And I just remember, oh yeah, Riviera was also a thing. I remember Riviera and Flores being things. Oh yeah, and Reindeer. I remember her being a thing, and I remember T actually having a Bermuda Triangle deck with Reindeer as one of the big focuses. You should comment and tell him to rebuild that, and you should comment and tell him to do things with it. You should tell him to... Everyone should run Bermuda. Every time not gonna lie, every time I talk about Bermuda... Okay, oh yeah, I talked about Red. Every time I talk about Bermuda, I think to myself, I should build one, and then I realize that, Bermuda's good Bermuda is expensive. So it's really hard. And then they have stride units, and this is kind of where I'm just going to kind of give you a better example of their artwork. This is one of their strides, a Prism Duo. And yeah, it's just freaking adorable. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat the hell out of any of it. It's adorable. I'm sorry, but it is. It is. And you just, oh. So, there's that. And I believe it has the stride ability of Auto on Vanguard. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may choose one of your rear guards, return it to your hand. If you have a heart with Prism in its name, choose one card from your hand called to rear guard with plus 5,000 power to plus 5,000 power. And if you have a card with Heart of Duo in its name, search your deck for up to one card with the same name as the returned unit with the effect, call it. So basically, if you run a unit that has Prism and Duo, you can get both effects off, or you can get off one or the other. Again, Prism Duos. They can be a thing, because Prisms and Duos can mesh. Yeah. Which is more than I can say for a lot of other archetypes. So, I give Bermuda Triangle that. And again, Bermuda Triangle's Duo is ridiculous. Don't mess with them. They look cute, but they will kill you. I've lost to Bermuda Triangle decks before. And talking about that as I wrap up this video, because I'm sorry if I don't bring up a lot of cards in this one, but I think it's better to just experience that image for yourself, because honestly, the entire time I'd just be looking at the art and not really talking about the effects. But Duos in a nutshell, like, Bermuda Triangle in a nutshell has this going for it. 1, their artwork. 2, the fact that their skills are really good and can combo well with each other. 3, here's the thing I've noticed about Bermudas. Anyone I versed playing Bermudas, whether they're a jerk or not, I never hate it when I lose against Bermuda Triangle, whereas you might get mad when you hate, like, I know there's been one person who's been commenting that's just like, hey, I hate Die Police. I'm like, yeah, that's fair, I can believe that. I personally don't, I just think they're an average clan. I think they're okay. I use them, but I don't use Dayusha because Dayusha's kind of a jerk. Anyway, I don't know anyone that hates Bermuda Triangle, because not only do they just, when you play against them, or you play with them, it's like very interesting in how you graciously move about and just combo. It's a very graceful combo-esque way when you play Bermuda Triangle. And just when you're playing against it, not only are you distracted by how adorable they look, but just how interesting it plays, and it's just a very interesting, very nice, like, clan overall. Out of all the clans, I think everyone can unanimously agree that Bermuda Triangle is one of the favorited. It's a favorited clan, and again, I like Bermuda Triangle. I really do. I have no arguments against Bermuda Triangle. I think they're a very, very nice and a very, very amazing clan. And where would I rank them? I would rank them very low top tier. Now, I am very hesitant to put them in mid to top tier, just because, one, against things like Kagero, Gold, and Link Joker, and those types of meta clans are more likely going to win, because they can combo no matter what they do, and they can just do whatever they want. Whereas Bermudas do take a long time to kind of set up and figure out just how to use it. Whereas you can just pick up Kagero and be like, yep, I'm good with it, because Kageros are easy to use. Bermudas, not as easy, and that's why I don't put them in the mid to top tier. Very low top tier, though. Like, it's still really on that verge of mid tier, simply because duos are that good. And T will probably kill me for not saying they're just top tier altogether, but because duos are good, they win tournaments, duos are really, really good. And I cannot emphasize enough how good duos are. And Prisms, I think, are a pretty good clan as well. So overall, like, if you play Bermuda Triangle, good for you. Because it's a very fun deck. They're very fun to play. From what I played, they're very fun to play with and against. It's just a fun deck overall. And I really personally feel like if they cost less, everybody should try to make a Bermuda Triangle deck when they want to try to have fun in the game, and they don't want to just constantly want to win all the time. But even still, you can win with Bermuda Triangle because they're a very valid clan and archetypes overall. So anyway, again, apologies for not showing as many cards in this video. I probably should have, considering it's Bermuda Triangle, but who knows, maybe at the end of this video I'll give you a montage of all the Bermuda Triangle cards, which I might actually do. Anyway, this is Solomon Pleasant from Team O.M.G Vanguard. This is the clan Bermuda Triangle, the most fan art clan of all, and this is Solomon Pleasant signing off.